Lawmakers hope to pass a budget deal and narrowly avoid another government shutdown, but they're also up against a new deadline. They have to pass legislation that protects thousands of undocumented immigrants known as the Dreamers before the DACA program ends in March. While House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi gave a marathon speech on DACA, evangelical leaders from across the country urged lawmakers to act on immigration reform.
For many years, we have failed to address an issue that harms our nation in so many ways, as well as these individuals who 90% of Americans and 80+% of Republicans are saying deserve a path to citizenship.
Senator James Lankford says throughout his 7 years in Congress, everyone agrees immigration needs attention, yet they consistently delay fixing it.
This is a unique moment that I think that we're standing in, that there's a deadline and a requirement to actually act on some issues related to these individuals.
Lankford says senators are discussing multiple options and hoping to compromise on a solution that honors the law while also showing humanity towards DACA recipients.
We do need to be able to have consistent laws in our country. That's a part of the responsibility of government to be fair in all places. But we also understand the humanity. Each individual is created in the image of God. Each individual has value and worth. Each individual has dignity.
Independent Senator Angus King agrees, citing Matthew 25 and the scriptural obligation to protect the Dreamers.
I was a stranger and you took me in. And that's what we're talking about here.
King also warns that pulling almost 800,000 Dreamers out of society could have a dramatic backlash on the economy.
We need people, and we need people who are willing to commit to our country and work hard, and that's what this group of people have already demonstrated, and in fact would have to demonstrate in order to be qualified for the path to citizenship after 10 years.
The senators hope to reach a compromise on this part of the immigration deal by next week. President Trump, however, says he will only sign a deal on DACA that comes with money for his promised border wall. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Well, here's a novel idea. Why not separate immigration reform from the budget? Why in the world are the two linked together? Why put yourself in a situation where it's like a showdown at the OK Corral? Who's going to draw first? Who's going to blink first? And will the government be shut down? And all the government employees wondering, am I going to have a job next week? It just doesn't make any sense. Pass an immigration reform. It's obvious. It's been screaming for reform for years. Pass it. Do your job. But don't tie the budget to it. We need a functioning government. But there's something else on this budget that really disturbs me, and that is we seem to keep on spending ourselves into a hole in $20 trillion in debt. At some point in time, the world's going to stop buying our bonds, and that would be catastrophic. So when do you hit that? Is it at 22 trillion? Is it at 25 trillion? Is it at 30 trillion? At some point, we've got to stop this deficit spending.